I'd like to call the meeting to order for February 22nd, 2022. It's a Tuesday. Would you please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you please join in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag,
United States of America, and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Here.
Here. Here. And I will, we almost have all the minutes, correct? Next meeting, okay. And I will make a motion to pay our expenditures during.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And do we have any visitors, Chief?
Just Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Stand by. Now she can talk.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi there. Thanks for having me. Hope everyone's having a good evening.
Thank you. Hope you're having a good evening too. Thanks for joining us. We'll move on to our visitors. You walked in at the right time. We'll get you up now. And you have to forgive me, horrible names, don't have your card with me. So please introduce yourselves.
So my name is Tyler Furman. I work for Apex Clean Energy and the Springwater Solar Project. And here for two reasons tonight. Three, actually. Number one is to introduce you to a new member of our team, Hope Painter. Hope is coming on board with our public engagement team just to help be present at trustee meetings and other things in the area. The second reason is, I know I briefly mentioned it last time, but we're officially live with our community grant program. And so on springwatersolar.com/grant, or just up at the top of the Springwater Solar webpage, there's a community grant page where you can send folks who do good work in the community, and we'll award quarterly grants to local organizations. If you know the folks, please send them that way. We're looking for folks to take part in that. The third thing, and probably the most exciting for us, and probably the most pertinent for the trustees, is that on March 9th, we are officially, you'll probably receive something in the mail if you haven't already. March 9th, we're hosting our the public meeting. It'll be held at London City Hall in the public auditorium there from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's kind of an open house community format. You don't have to be there from 6 to 8. You can come and go as you please. The chance to learn more about the project, chance to meet our staff, both local and from elsewhere in the company.
Will you be given a presentation or is
So
it
there-
just you walk around?
There won't be a formal presentation. We used to do those and we've switched to the open house model specifically because a lot of folks will come and if they have to sit through a formal presentation, they're like, I already know most of this and I don't want to sit through it again. So we find that we lose attendance. This way though, we'll probably have 10 to 15 members of our team available to dedicate time answering individual questions. And we'll have folks from, instead of one developer giving a presentation, we'll have folks from our environmental team, our permitting team, the development teams, just everybody from any aspect of the project will be there just to specifically to answer questions for that period of time. Yeah, and so we're gonna talk with local media outlets to publicize it. We've obviously received the official mailing that we're obligated to send through the Ohio Power Signing Board process, as dictated by Senate Bill 52 that passed the end of last year. Yeah, just it's an opportunity for us to share the finer details of the project and be available for community members.
Have you acquired the land yet?
Yeah, so we've been signing land on this project for, goodness, I want to say a couple of years now. And so we've signed agreements with enough folks in the area of interest to be able to move forward with the project.
Do you have a map?
You know what?
I think there might be more.
There's a,
Okay.
yeah, so in the letter that you were sent, there's a map of the project area. And then on the Springwater Solar website, there will also be sort of an area of interest. And it's a lot more rough than what you received in that mailer. And then at the open house on March 9th, we will have not just that map, but all kinds of very detailed information about specific pieces of the project, which would include a map with the leased areas notated.
We've had a couple questions on our Facebook page
Okay.
that they would like to see where it's going to be and refer them to your, thank you.
Send them my way. You can honestly, and I think some people might laugh at me for saying this, but
Thank you.
if you feel so inclined, take a picture of that and post it as a response to their comments.
Okay,
My information is public anyway, and the more people have it, the more accessible I am. So
I will do that. Good
happy to answer questions and help. So also on the website, springwatersolar.com, under Meet the Team, it'll have photos and bios of everybody on the team, as well as contact information for each of us.
Okay,
So everybody except Hope, we're still updating things. She just started, so.
You said spring water.
Springwatersolar.com. Yeah. That is all I've got. So. Anything you need, feel free to reach out. And otherwise, we hope to see you in the night.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Nice to meet you, Hope.
You too, thank you.
Right, we will move on to Sheriff's Department report.
Okay.
Trustee Hamilton?
All right, good evening. The last 2 weeks, there was 116 total calls of service with 11 reports were done. And 1 arrest was made, only 1 arrest. 1 burglary and B&D was reported, but it ended up being canceled, or not canceled, they advised them to said on there that it was people renovating a house, so something called for it. 2 thefts which were unrelated. 1 I couldn't pull up the report, the other one was of a go-kart, but he didn't have it. So. 3 suspicious persons or vehicles were stopped, 10 alarm drops which were went to, 14 traffic stops, 11 accidents, 22 disabled vehicles, and then we had no ODs or stolen. And then I've got a speeding complaint on Norwood Drive I'm looking into during school hours. They're avoiding the school zone. Called the other day. So.
I also had maybe 3 complaints about speeders on dirt bikes on Rob Roy and Regal Road. One of the comments said they ignore your sign.
It's
What,
like we
30?
won't, right?
It's
30.
posted now, so
Yeah, posted at 30 and they ignored that.
Said we won't, right?
Yes. And I don't believe dirt bikes are legal on the road.
No, unless they have all proper necessary equipment and licenses to the DMV and stuff.
And one of those complaints also said there is activity going on all night long, almost
Okay.
every night, like in and out several times a night.
During the week all the times?
Yes,
And the dirt bikes all the time, or are they just certain, like after school hours, or are they? Yeah.
just certain times.
Okay,
There's also sent a video.
okay,
If they're in school, they're probably,
okay. Forward, okay. Yeah, just check. Narrow it down, time frame. Okay, thank you.
thank you. All right, we'll move on to road department. Greg?
Well, as you can imagine, we've been chasing water, cleaning out drains, trying to keep it moving. For the most part, it is moving, just never fast enough for anybody.
Did you go out by Seaman Road today?
twice.
Me too.
Yeah. It's coming over a little bit. I don't think it's a hazard to cars. It's not deep, but it is flowing across there, and
When I went across
in the middle
about
is really
three,
a lot of water in the middle of Seaman, kind of on the flat or the
Yeah.
straight stretch. But it was coming up out of the structure, so it's moving as fast as they can move.
now, on, up before you get to the curve,
Mhm.
I noticed a lot of debris the second time I went through,
Mhm,
like laying there, those like seed pods off trees that are like this long.
mhm.
Now, could that have been like plugging up the drain and then the water washed, cleaned it out? And then
I mean,
it
anything
seemed like there's a
possible.
lot right there. but
Yeah, anything possible with that, but
Then on Channel 4 tonight, they were explaining how the water, with all this rain, how it fills the creeks and then they overflow and then they they bring up the debris. And they said that's why people end up with water in their houses because there's nowhere for the water to go. In their basements and
Yeah.
their yards and everything.
around here, the beloved Darby controls all that. So if it gets full, nothing's gonna drain until it goes down, and then everything will follow it out. Water will get away to a point, but it's a lot of rain and not a lot of time, so
The Darby's
way,
look higher than I've seen them in a long time.
way up.
I think higher than I've ever seen them with the bridges that are there.
Yeah, like you can,
Yes.
you can dip your toe in one or two. It's up. Of course, you know, that's gonna turn into God knows what tomorrow night going into Thursday. So we cleaned out the salt trucks, got them all prepared. We did have to take truck 21 to YLW to fix the exhaust. We were gonna just get the part and do it ourselves, but when that fell off of there, it pulled all the wires for some of the electronic parts of the exhaust. And at that point, we're like, let's take it to somebody who knows what they're doing on that a little more. We also got the parts to fix the auger, the same truck. It was leaking hydraulic oil, not tons of it, but enough that we didn't like it. So we ordered, or actually Robert ordered the parts, we went and got them, and while it's down there, they're gonna fix that as well. We checked all the fluid levels in all the trucks. And the last thing we did was change the diesel filter on the pump. And if you guys are saying it was pumping real slow, it shouldn't be doing that now, so we have a brand new filter on that to speed that up, so. That's about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, we'll move on to the fire department. Chief Wheeler.
So far for the month of February, we're at 74 runs. That's increased today by about 5 or 6. They've been fairly busy today. Didn't have any maintenance for the 2-week period. We did do some stuff around the station. IT installed some new equipment in the server closet. We had Warren Fire Equipment, MES is the name of the company now. They were in for a tool, Makita tool demo. We're going to be, we have about roughly $8,000 left over from our AFG grant where we bought the extrication tools, which incidentally should be in by the end of the month. That we'll have to spend out of that AFG grant. So we're going to work on upgrading our hand power tools and disentanglement type stuff. So sawzalls, things like that is what we're looking at for that. So once I get a quote back from them, I'll have a list and get that to you guys for approval. So the floor installer, the guy that did the floors was here. We've got some issues on the other side that were little pieces that need some repair and some smoothing out and whatnot. He's going to reseal it as well. So the sealant didn't seem to hold up over there as well as it did over here. We did some ice rescue training down at Osprey while the ice was still on the lake. Hopefully we won't get much ice back, but with the next few days, who knows? And then there's a 4-H group that's going to be using the meeting room just to make you guys aware. February, March, and April, they were here, I think, over the weekend, and then they'll be here one day in March and one day in April as well, so. I didn't see a problem reopening the room. There's no restrictions or anything right now, so. The only request I have this evening is a request, a resolution to accept the resignation of part-time firefighter Daniel Moore, effective at 0800 on February 27th, 2022.
I'll make resolution 22 to accept.
Geez, so there's like a 22 thing going on here today.
Resolution 22 to accept the resignation of part-time firefighter Daniel Moore, effective at 0800 hours on February 27th, 2022. Have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Garrett. Yes.
And unless you guys have anything for me, that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Okay, on the old business. An email from Pete Griggs, our legal counsel, that Governor DeWine has signed House Bill 51 into law, which temporarily permits public bodies to hold and attend meetings via teleconference, video conference, or any other similar electronic technology through June 30th, 2022. All I have for old business. Okay. New business. Adrian Fields, the Assistant County Prosecutor, has recommended a couple options to deal with rundown problem properties. And she had Dana Milligan with New Perspective Asset Management contact me, and she will be coming to the March 8th meeting. And Prosecutor Fields is going to try to come with her so they can explain that process and their program. Next two.
Yeah, I can. Okay, so we've got the resolution which will allow us to take the standard allowance for the ARP money. So I'd like to make resolution 23, adopting the standard allowance to signify that the board has adopted the standard allowance of revenue loss so that the township may use the entire balance of the ARP funds.
I will second that. Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Garrett. Yes. And additionally, we'll have resolution 24 to authorize the expenditure of not to exceed $42,000 for the staff bonuses that were approved a couple of weeks ago, and to pay those from the American Rescue Plan funds under the standard allowance.
I'll second that. Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Garrett.
Yes.
Yes.
Saved him on my.
We've got one coming up, we've got it. We could put in. Make some.
Okay.
Any other new business?
Nice.
I'll make resolution 25. That, I don't think we approve the liquor license, do we? We just, we have no, that we have no objections.
No
Yeah.
objection.
I don't want to get a resolution to say we don't want a hearing.
Yeah, we do not want a hearing. You don't think we need a resolution? Then we're all in agreement
Yes.
And this would be for 5975 Lambert Road. And I think you sign it, Paula. Right. Any other new business? Okay, Paula?
She doesn't have, I don't really have anything, it's just kind of mundane. Just-
Okay, all right. Is there anything else? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, meeting adjourned at 7:25.